Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Happy 1010. Today is the 1010 portal, and I kind of was guided to wait for delivering this message. So they wanted it delivered on 1010. So we're going to get the message delivered today. I'm just checking, make sure everything is okay. All right. So I'm going to tune into the divine unions today and see what's going on. I felt a shift today in the unions and a deep clarification and also a deep knowing took place. It was like, 1010 is such a powerful portal. It's about endings and new beginnings. And I feel a lot of the unions are moving into the next stage of their union. They're coming together and the next set of lessons that they're here to learn from each other. So moving to the next level. And we always do that after eclipses. But 1010 also signifies, sacred union, divine union portal, twin flame portal, because it's got the 1-1 either side. So I felt it was important to bring a message today. And I was looking at the cards and yeah, they're beautiful. So I'm going to run through those as well as deliver a message that I feel guided to deliver as I tune into each energy. So I'm going to tune into the divine masculine energy, and it can be female or male. It depends who's carrying the energy and who holds the strongest energy in the masculine. And then I'll tune into the divine feminine and see where she is at, where the divine feminine energy is at. So the guys are telling me to swap it over this time because the last two ones I've done it from the divine masculines to the divine feminines. Now we're going to swap it over. Okay. So we're going to start with the divine feminines first and see where they're at. So I'm just going to call in the guides and just ask for their guidance through so that we can channel the message that is aligned for everyone who's connecting into this message, whoever's meant to receive this message. The angel of balance is coming in, so I'm not surprised with that because it is Libra season. So we will welcome the angel of balance. Angel of abundance is also coming in. And the romance angels. Isis is very present at this time. And she's talking about two ancient alchemists coming together, magicians from ancient Egypt. Their love is ancient, she says. Their love is ancient, and they are needed on the planet now to lift their vibrations into the 5D space. So she's coming in, as is Mary Magdalene, as is Hathor. So the divine feminines are coming in to support this message. So that's really beautiful. Okay, so let's have a quick check-in with the divine feminines. And the first word I see is boundaries. So she has learned to set healthy boundaries. She knows her boundaries. She knows how to put down healthy boundaries. She's also not afraid to say no. She's no longer a people pleaser. She's no longer going to overgive. She knows when she's depleted. She knows when to step back. So she's more balanced in her energy. She's been sitting in her balance, in her stillness, in her silence, in her creative energy. So she's learned a very valuable lesson in boundaries. So that's really important. And actually, one of the cards that came out first, the first card that came out was the Queen of Swords. And this is all about boundary setting, being clear with her communication. She doesn't mince her words. She says it how it is. And that's really important for the divine feminine to say it how it is, like not to, like when she feels something and her heart is open and loving, she is to express herself, the truest form of herself, whether others can take it or not. That's up to them. That's their own insecurities and their own, walls towards authenticity. But if she's in her authentic power and she expresses herself freely with an open heart, she's to continue doing that because that's her. That's her being authentic, and it may trigger others. It may bring up their insecurities. It may, even make them mistrust her. That can she really be this authentic and true and open? And yeah, she can. She can. And when she's in her divine essence, standing in her divine feminine, she has an open heart and she can express herself openly, and she's not to fear the backlash of anyone else around her. So she speaks from her heart. She's true to herself. She says what she feels. And whether you can take it or not, that's up to you. But she won't sway and she won't change who she is for anyone outside of her. So she's really standing in her power right now. She's really standing in her balance. She's very grounded. She's very balanced. She's more, she's valuing her worth a lot more. She's understanding her value in the world. She's been busy creating. She's connecting with her abundance. And she's just being true to herself. A lot of things have been highlighted to her where she was an overgiver, where maybe she chased in relationships. She's not doing that anymore. She's more centered in herself, that she's willing to, she's more surrendering of her energy, where she's able to trust spirit more, trust her own masculine energy within her, be able to step back, be able to stay centered, and anything that triggers her, she's able to sit with it, connect with it, understand it, and then release it. So she's gone to her next level, which is really beautiful. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Okay, what else can we say about the Divine Feminines? She is standing in her leadership at this time. Stable, embodied. Wisdom is more embodied as well. She leads with grace and dignity. She knows who she is. And she's like building her business and creating with source, paving her own way. So she's not needy in any way. She's not needy. She knows that everything she desires will come to her. So she is in her Empress energy, and deeply connected to her divine masculine energy within her. So taking action on her creations, stepping forward, not being afraid, not doubting her creations and allowing them to come through her. My nose is going, so the guides are kind of coming into this space. What else do we need to check in with the Divine Feminines? The 1010 portal has been a shift for her. There's been a big shift within her. It's like there's no more doubt. There's no more self-doubt. There's no more doubt in the connection. She knows. Like her level of understanding and connection, where there was confusion, where she didn't have clarity, or where she was doubting the connection, it's gone to this level here. This is where she's sitting now with the connection. And she knows in the deepest place in her heart that the divine masculine is her love. Like she's remembering the ancient memories, she's been having dreams. And when she asks her heart tells her the truth. And she's not trying to deny the truth. She's not trying to run from the truth. She's not trying to push it down. She's not getting triggered by the masculine and his defense mechanisms. And, you know, when he pushes it, or the love away, or when he closes his heart and to protect himself, when he doesn't trust the union, or when she hasn't trusted the union before and tried to sabotage it. Now there's this like deep peace in her and a deep knowing that, yeah, I know what this is. I know what this is, and I'm not going to doubt it anymore. I know in the deepest place within me, this love. My heart recognizes it. My heart remembers it. And I'm not going to run from it anymore. I'm just going to stay in my center, in peaceful presence, in unconditional love for my divine masculine. And I'm going to give him space and time to do his inner processing and inner work and whatever time and space he needs. But I know the truth, and I'm going to sit in that truth and in that alignment with source, deeply knowing what my heart knows, and no longer using my logic to try and understand this beautiful true love, not using my logic and not trying to put it in a box or trying to understand it in my logical mind, but I'm letting my heart tell me. I'm listening to my heart. My heart keeps repeating the same message to me, and I'm listening to the wisdom of my heart, because my heart remembers through time and space this ancient love. So that's really beautiful. Anything else? She knows that this is destiny and this is destined, that they are here to change the paradigm and shift this energy, this bring in this pure, beautiful love to shift the vibrations on Earth, to help the unions into 5D space, but also to help the Earth up level and understand a deeper form of love, to change the structures of love and what love truly means on a soul to soul basis and a soul to soul connection beyond religion, culture, creed, society norms, and anything that society and the matrix tells us that is true for love, or how we should fit into a box that doesn't suit all. We are here to bring, and they are here to bring, a deeper form of love that goes beyond all of these constructs. And it is about heart to heart connection, authentic love, integrity, loyalty, connection, intimacy, interconnectedness, knowing that this love is infinite and that they will always find each other in every lifetime to come together, to work together, to build their legacy together. So this is destined. This is destined, and she's not going to wait as such, but she has the patience that she needed to embody for this love and this love template. So that's really beautiful. So well done, Divine Feminines. That's really beautiful. And that's where I'm feeling the energy is sitting today, 1010. It kind of went into another level. It went here. It's sitting here, which is gorgeous. Okay. Divine Masculines. The word I hear is healing, and one of the cards that came out is this one. So he is healing. He's going through a process of just integrating. His wounds have been coming up a lot recently, so he's been in the push-pull energy. He's like been pushing it away. He's been doubting the connection. He's been going into his head. He's been overthinking. I see him holding his head. Issues of self-worth are coming up. Like, is he adequate? Is he enough for her? His divine feminine, he sees how beautiful she is on the inside and the outside. Is he enough for her? You know, can he make her happy? Will he be able to sustain this love? Is this just lust, or is it truly love that is going to last the test of time? So he's been doubting, confused, going into his head, going back into his heart, going back into his head, overthinking, getting paralyzed by his thoughts, and then getting exhausted, and then pushing it away. So, you know, we had the balance at the equinox, but then it's gone a little bit crazy. But as the divine feminine stays in her power and in her alignment, it gives him space to do this work, to heal his wounds, to look at himself, to look at his shadows, to see where he withdraws, where he doesn't express himself, where he doesn't share his feelings, where he self-sabotages and where he pushes love away. So he's observing his patterns at the moment. He's observing how he's behaved from childhood, how he closes down to love, how he doesn't trust, he doesn't trust many people actually, because he's been hurt and betrayed and wounded in the past. So he has a few close friends, but no one really knows him. Like, no one really knows the depth of his heart and his feelings. He keeps everything bottled inside and keeps it to himself. He doesn't share what he's feeling. He doesn't share what he's feeling for the divine feminine with anyone. He's not speaking to anyone about it because he's trying to process it by himself. He can't trust the people around him to share this information with them. So he's kind of holding it inside because he knows he has to. He has to do this by himself. But he can call upon his guides, and he can ask in meditation for guidance. And this is a lesson for him to listen to his intuition and start to trust himself. So learn to trust himself, trust his intuition, and trust his heart and what his heart, sometimes our heart tells us something, but then the mind kicks in and then we listen to the mind. But really, or your gut feeling, that deep inner knowing, like they both already know this union is so precious. They already know it. But then the mind kicks in and then you start overthinking, you start questioning it, you start pushing it away, and then you're back to square one again. So this is the push-pull dynamic, but the feminine is not pushing and she's not pulling. She's in her balance, which is going to help the masculine to come into his balance because it's the yin yang. When one pulls, the other one pushes. When the other one runs, the other one chases. So if the feminine's not playing the game anymore and she's in her alignment, it's like this. And then it's going to come to this. It's going to bring the masculine into balance. So that's what's happening right now. He's looking at himself, but he's looking at himself from a balanced perspective, not emotional overload, going through the emotional roller coaster. He's able to sit and process in a calmer space because she's standing still. So that's really, really important. He is saying that he's looking at things carefully. He's looking at where there has been deception and manipulation, and where he hasn't been happy, where he's been settling in life, where he's been putting up with other people's stuff. I won't say the word on here, but and where he hasn't listened to his own happiness and what he desires from life. So he's looking at that now. He's asking these deeper questions of himself, and he wants to go deeper. You know, his heart yearns for the divine feminine, and he wants that love so deeply, but he doesn't know how it can happen. He doesn't know how he can bring that about, because he's looking at the constructs of the reality and the third dimension, and you know, the constructs of his own life and how he can actually anchor this. And he may be in another connection, like he may be in another relationship. So, you know, having this union with his divine feminine would mean he'd have to leave the reality that he's in. And all that seems very daunting for him, like it's just all too much. So he has to tune in and ask his heart some very deep questions about what love means to him, what happiness means to him, where he has settled in life, where he has not listened to his heart. And here is his destiny and something that he's called in. Is he going to ignore it, push it away? And the guides say that it doesn't matter how much he tries to push it away, he can't, because they are one. And this is about them coming back into union and coming back and anchoring a higher form of love on the planet. So he won't be able to fight this love for long. Isis is saying he won't be able to fight this love for long now. It's like it's anchored on a deeper level in the grids of the earth. And now they're being called now to start to think about more communication, sitting together, communicating, talking, trying to understand the dynamics, trying to understand the connection, trying to be supportive of each other, to give each other space to grow, and just building that trust and that foundation. So the seeds have been planted, they have been anchored, but now it's the next level of build, the next level of build that is coming in for the two to come together and work together. So we had the Wheel of Fortune. We had this card, which is about leaving leaving spaces that no longer suit and that no longer fulfill him, and where he's not growing anymore. So he's understanding where he hasn't grown. He has so much love for the divine feminine, and you know, sometimes it pops up and he feels it strongly, and then he pushes it down, and then the head gets in the way. So he's also healing. So yeah, he's doing the inner work. And these cards came up. Time to co-create. So as they start to communicate with each other and start to understand this connection and not fight it anymore, they can start to co-create, which means they can start to build, start to brainstorm, start to create together, because that's what's needed. And next year things are gonna move fast for the unions. Things are gonna move. We're moving into a massive quantum space next year. Like things are going to shift so quickly that they are going to be called to co-create and start anchoring their creations on Earth together. No place like home. I mean, yeah, she is home for him. She is in his heart. She is home. No place like home. The divine feminine's heart is the divine masculine's home, and vice versa. And once they understand that, and they, honor that, and they can start to come into union and keep opening and deepening their hearts to each other. And this one, changing the winds. I talked about the cosmic winds of change, but yeah, we are in the winds of change. And, with all the storms going on, the hurricanes in Florida, I mean, there's just the image I had on my last video of the swirling, twirling energy of the cosmos. That's what we're in. And we are in the winds of change. So there is a lot of change coming. But it's to embrace the change, not to fight the change. Be comfortable with the change. And there was a quote that I was reading. You can choose to stay in the comfort of the discomfort. So the masculine can choose to stay in the discomfort of the masculine can choose to stay in the comfort of the discomfort, or he can step into the uncomfortable space where he's going to grow. It was something like that. I'm going to put that quote up on Instagram, but it was beautiful. I wonder if I got it on my phone, but let's have a look. I think I wrote it down. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Usually when you want it, you can't find it. Yeah, either we stay in the comfort of the discomfort, or we get comfortable with the uncomfortable and make plans to go after what we want. So I'll say that again. Either we can stay in the comfort of the discomfort, knowing that we're not comfortable where we are, that we're very uncomfortable and we're suffering, or we can get comfortable with the uncomfortable and the new and the unknown and make plans to go after what you want. Either we stay in the comfort of the discomfort, or we get comfortable with the uncomfortable and make plans to go after what we want. Yeah. So this is where he's at. He's debating, he's thinking, he's at this crossroads. Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go towards my wish fulfillment and my happiness, or do I stay in this discomfort and no longer grow? So this is the question he's asking himself at this moment in time on the 1010 portal. So that was the energy update. The feminine has got her boundaries. She knows who she is. She's standing in her power. She's valuing herself. She understands the union. She's standing in her peaceful presence, which helps the masculine come into his balance and be able to look at the union in more in a calmer state and make some decisions. So he's at the crossroads now. Do I go or do I stay where I am, where I'm not happy, where I'm half not even fulfilled? Do I go towards my feminine and have a new experience on earth? Beautiful. Okay, so that was the Divine Union update. I'll be back for the full moon to bring you some information. Also, Jupiter went into retrograde, so this is all about self-worth. And looking at our, where we don't feel enough. And yeah, we're going to be called to grow, to look at all the shadow aspects of us where we don't feel worthy of love, where we don't feel enough, and to see what's holding us back. So we start our, journey to sacred union today, and we're looking at imposter syndrome. So it's perfect for this time, through Jupiter retrograde. It's perfect. So yeah, again, my words are not clear, not super clear. So there's still some healing going on in the throat chakra, and I feel that's going to continue through October because we're doing some deep healing and some deep diving into the wounded masculine, the wounded feminine. So, and today the energy is about the wounded masculine. So, yeah. So tune in to that. If that, resonated with you, let me know. But I look forward to seeing you on the next video. You can connect with me on Instagram, on TikTok as well, also on Facebook. And if you feel guided, you can subscribe to the channel and we can bring you more energy updates, and I can tune into the energy of the group connecting in, and then I can deliver a message that is aligned with the group that is listening to this message. Okay, so I send you my love. I'll speak to you soon, and take care of yourselves. Take care and happy 1010. Happy 1010 to closures and new beginnings. Here we go. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.